Hey, I have not spoken on Big Brother this season. Why? Because I hate this season. Like, I really do. Like, this is the first season that I have not been invested in the feeds, the live feeds, except for Sunday. I had time and I turned on at the right time. That's when Kyle's game was being blown up by Michael and Brittany, primarily Michael. Michael blew up his spot for real. So that leaves me with the question: is Kyle racist, or does he have racist tendencies or just racial biases? This is unpopular opinion that will probably piss off black woke people, but I'm just going to venture to say he has racial biases, which we all have. We have all made a comment about someone else of a different ethnicity. And so does it make him racist that he said, I think all the black people are trying to form a cookout 2.0? It's debatable. It really is debatable because one, people also say, well, he hasn't said anything. He hasn't said anything racial like the N-word or call him Phil nigger. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that. Call him pickaninnies or anything like that. He hasn't said anything. But you realize that you don't have to say things in order to actually be something. Like, actions speak louder than words. Have you not heard that? And the mere fact that he lumped the black people together who were clearly not working together, who were clearly gunning for each other. And this is the second time I've recorded this video because I have neglected, it's not the second, it's like the third. I have neglected to mention all of the black people that walked into the house. So originally there was Amira, a content designer from the East Coast, Maryland, Virginia, I think. Says she worked for Google. Then there's Terrence, a bus driver from Chicago. Then there's Monty, a trainer from Maryland, I believe. Then there's Taylor, Miss Michigan, and also a stylist. And then there's Jasmine, a country bumpkin influencer from Mississippi who had a farm, like old McDonald. Old Jasmine had a farm. 5 black people walked in the house, and according to Kyle, he threw in Joseph and Indy, which is funny. I don't think he threw in Nicole, but Nicole was long gone. Nicole was, like, to me, almost Afro Latina, but she just Latina, I think. Or was she Filipino? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Kyle made this blanket statement several weeks ago saying, I think they're trying to form a cookout 2.0. And so on Twitter, in the Twitter sphere, he's been deemed a racist. Now, is that fair to him and his life? Are they ruining his life? First of all, his life is not going to be ruined. Why? Because he's white. There are many opportunities. And guess what? In 6 months, no one will remember. Only like certain people on Twitter might bring it up again. Like, remember Kyle? They might bring it up. But nobody cares about this 29-year-old TikToker from Utah, ex-Mormon. So his life is not ruined. But to call him racist, in this time, this climate of the climate of Black Lives Matter and George Floyd. Notice how George Floyd it's the era. This is George Floyd time. Like, really? Anyhow, but like in this time where everybody's hypersensitive and we also live in this everyone gets a trophy era. Like, you cannot say or criticize anybody. You can't say anything remotely racist, because then you are a racist, which I don't agree with. I just don't agree with it, because you can make distinctions without being racist. Was Kyle making a distinction, or was it just a bias because of his belief? about which was learned. Like, I think his behavior is definitely learned behavior and being underexposed to different ethnicities and different cultures. He only probably knows Mormon culture, and he probably gets all his information about black people or people of color from social media or on TV, which, since he's younger and younger people don't watch TV, I'm guessing he gets it from TV. So, the internet. So is it safe? Is it fair to call him a racist? Well, that's up to you. But I'm just, ranting at this point, making a dumb rant. But is it fair for me to root for Taylor? Not really, but I have racial biases. Because do I think Taylor should win because she's a great game player? Absolutely not. Because she's a horrible game player. And I know we also live in an era, you can't criticize Taylor. Because like me criticizing Taylor, you're a colorist. And that goes back, like, why is everybody a colorist because they don't like Taylor? No, I don't like Taylor because I don't think she's strategic. I don't think she's intuitive. I think she's thirsty. I think she's doing everything for camera. But guess what? I'm still rooting for her. Why? Because she's black. Am I rooting for Monty? Yes, I'm rooting for Monty. I actually think Monty's playing a decent game. Like, I wasn't rooting for Monty in the beginning when he was treating Taylor wrong. That's like the psychosis, the complexities of one's mind. Like, I don't like Taylor, but I don't want you treating Taylor bad. It's just like, we're nuts. We're all nuts. We're complex people. So, they're entitled to be, have two different beliefs at the same time. You can have two different thoughts at the same time. It's, I don't want you treating this girl bad because she's a black woman. And it doesn't look, as to use Michael and Brittany's word, optics. It doesn't look good for Monty and Terrence to be coming down on a black woman on a national platform, because what does it do optically? It says it's okay. And that's where I have a problem. But now that Monty has come and he's seen the light and he's softened and he's now like engaged, and some might think he kind of has a crush on Taylor now, I have warmed up to him and I'm looking at it objectively. I think Monty is playing a very good game. He's playing a very good social game. He's won a comp. He's won HOH. So I think he's playing a good game. So I'm actually rooting for Monty. Now, Terrence, on the other hand, I want his ass out. Because Terrence has proven to be one for the older people, which I'm one of the older people. You are sorry. You have no real, you play both sides, and you're a hater, and you're gunning for a young, attractive black woman who's done nothing to you. So therefore, I'm not rooting for you. And now what you're doing is you are like trying to plead this case that maybe this can be a teaching moment for Kyle. You want to teach Kyle how to win $750,000, Terrence? You kick rocks, Terrence. You got to go. You next. You're right out the door. So, I'm just ranting. But tell me what you think. Do you think Kyle's a racist? Because I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and just say he's underexposed. But you know what, Kyle? You're going to learn today. Like and subscribe.